Every mirror you have ever looked into has lied to you. It shows your reflection perfectly. Left becomes right. Up stays up. But there is one thing no mirror has ever reversed. Time. Time only runs one way. And for over a century, some of the smartest people who ever lived could not fully explain why. So here is the question. What if time suddenly ran backwards? Not slower, not paused, reversed. Shattered glass leaping off the floor and reassembling itself. Smoke pouring back into a chimney. Your next breath pulling itself back out of your lungs. Let's set the rules first. For this thought experiment, every physical process in the universe reverses at once, instantly, for exactly 1 hour, before snapping back to normal. No warning, no mercy. Just 1 hour, where the arrow of time points the other way. What would actually happen to you, to Earth, and to everything you think you understand about cause and effect? Let's find out. Here is the strange part. Almost none of physics actually requires time to move forward. Isaac Newton's laws of motion work exactly the same whether you run them forward or backward. Drop a ball, and the math predicts it falling. Reverse the tape, and the same math predicts it perfectly reversing back into your hand. Nothing in the equation says which direction is correct. Electromagnetism works the same way. Even the strange rules of quantum mechanics are, for the most part, reversible. So if the fundamental laws do not care about direction, why does your coffee never unspill? The answer starts with a 19th century physicist named Ludwig Boltzmann. He realized the universe is not really about individual particles obeying tidy laws. It is about probability. Boltzmann showed that heat flows from hot to cold, and systems drift toward disorder, not because any law demands it, but because disordered states are simply far more likely. There are countless ways for a shattered glass to be a scattered mess. There is only one way for it to be a perfectly whole glass. Order is rare. Chaos is common. And the universe, statistically, drifts toward whatever is common. This drift has a name, entropy. And it may be the closest thing physics has to an explanation for why time moves forward at all. So let's begin the hour. The reversal starts at street level. A cup of coffee that spilled across a table 5 minutes ago suddenly gathers itself, droplet by droplet, back into the cup. To you, standing nearby, it would look like magic. To physics, it is just entropy running in reverse, an astronomically unlikely rearrangement of billions of molecules choosing, all at once, to undo their own chaos. Could that really happen? In principle, yes. In practice, the odds are so small that physicist Sean Carroll has compared spontaneous entropy reversal to shuffling a deck of cards into perfect order by sheer chance, over and over, for longer than the universe has existed. Our hour of reversal is forcing something that nature would essentially never choose to do on its own. Now push it further. The reversal spreads to your own body. Your muscles do not relax, they contract in reverse sequence. Digested food unmixes itself. Wounds you have already healed from would, disturbingly, reopen. Here is where the thought experiment gets genuinely unsettling, because biological time is not separate from physical time. Every memory you have ever formed is itself a kind of entropy. Physicist Arthur Eddington, who in 1927 coined the very term, the arrow of time, pointed out that our psychological sense of past and future is tied directly to this same thermodynamic drift. Forming a memory increases the disorder of your neurons in one direction only. So if entropy runs backward, would you even experience it? Or would your own brain be forming memories in reverse, meaning your last conscious thought of the hour would be your first? That question alone stopped researchers for decades. Because it suggests something wild. Reversing physical time might not simply replay your life backward like a movie. It might reverse your perception of forward and backward entirely, so that inside the reversed hour, everything would still feel like it was moving normally to you. The chaos would only be visible from outside, to someone unaffected by the reversal, which raises the stakes even higher. What would it be like to watch someone else living inside reverse time, while you experienced none of it? Let's scale this up past just people. Zoom out to Earth itself. Rivers do not really run uphill in a simple sense, because gravity does not reverse. Only entropy-driven processes do. But erosion, weather, and biological growth would all unravel. Rust would leave metal. Rot would leave wood. trees would shed the very rings that marked their age, and for one impossible hour, forests would look like they were growing younger by the minute. Meanwhile, anything driven purely by gravity, orbits, falling objects, tides, would continue completely unaffected, because those processes were never one-directional to begin with. This is the twist most people miss. A reversed hour would not undo everything equally. It would only unravel the parts of the universe defined by entropy, while leaving the parts defined by pure mechanics eerily untouched. Half the world frozen in normal physics, half the world running in chaos, backward. Let's push the scenario one stage further before the reveal, because the escalation is not finished yet. Think about light itself. Photons leaving a light bulb travel outward in every direction, spreading and scattering, an easy visual for entropy increasing. Reverse that, and for 1 hour, scattered light across a room would need to gather itself back into the bulb's filament, converging from every wall, every surface, every eye that had seen it, back into a single glowing point. It is almost impossible to picture, and that is the point. Photographs, video, even the light bouncing off your own face, all of it is entropy in motion, and all of it would be trying to rewind at once. Now think about sound. Every conversation held in that hour, every recording ever made, would be pulled apart in reverse, vibrations unspreading themselves back into silence. Cities that hum with constant low noise would, moment by moment, fall quieter and quieter, not because anyone stopped talking, but because the sound waves themselves were retreating. And here is a stage most people never consider. What about growth and construction? A building under construction 1 week ago would, if entropy reversed for that stretch, begin disassembling itself. Beams lifting free, concrete unpouring, dust gathering itself back into solid form. Meanwhile, a building demolished last month would, disturbingly, begin reassembling from rubble. This is not science fiction flourish. It follows directly from the same logic as the spilled coffee, just scaled up to human infrastructure. Anything humans have built represents a pocket of very deliberate, very unlikely order, carved out of surrounding chaos, using enormous amounts of energy and effort. Reverse entropy, and that hard-won order becomes just another disordered state trying to slide back toward probability, exactly like everything else. So by the time we reach the final minutes of our imagined hour, nearly every entropy-driven process on the planet would be unraveling simultaneously. Memories, meals, weather, construction, sound, and light, all sliding backward together, while gravity kept planets on their ordinary orbits the entire time, utterly indifferent to the chaos unfolding beneath them. It is a genuinely strange image, a calm, orderly solar system wrapped around a planet where a single hour has become one of the strangest events in its history. Now for the reveal, because there is real science that tells us exactly how far this rabbit hole goes. In 2016, physicists at the University of Innsbruck ran an experiment using a tiny number of qubits and showed that, on an extremely small quantum scale, they could force a kind of localized time reversal, briefly nudging a quantum system back toward an earlier state. It worked, but only for a handful of particles, for a fraction of a second, and only with a staggering amount of precise control. Scale that up to a coffee cup, let alone a planet, and the odds collapse to something indistinguishable from impossible. This is the honest answer science gives us. Time reversal is not forbidden by the fundamental laws. It is simply so statistically improbable at any meaningful scale that the universe has, for all practical purposes, chosen a direction and is sticking with it. There is one more twist worth sitting with. Some cosmologists, including Roger Penrose, have proposed that entropy itself might reset at the largest possible scale, at the birth of new universes, meaning the arrow of time we experience might not be a fixed cosmic law at all, but a leftover condition from an unusually ordered starting point, an almost absurdly low entropy Big Bang. If that is true, our forward-moving hour, day, and lifetime are not guaranteed by the universe. They are a kind of inherited luck, a starting condition so improbably tidy that everything since has simply been sliding downhill into disorder. And we call that slide the future. So after the hour ends and everything snaps back to moving forward the way it always has, what have we actually learned? That the difference between past and future is not written into the deepest laws of physics. It is written into probability, into how unlikely order is compared to chaos. Every time you remember something instead of forgetting it, every time a wound heals instead of reopening, every time your coffee stays in the cup, you are witnessing entropy quietly doing its work, one nearly infinite shuffle of the deck at a time, always landing on disorder because disorder is simply what wins almost every single time. Here is the modern mirror, the part of this that touches your actual life, right now, today. Whether or not you ever think about entropy at all, every choice you make today adds to that same slide. You cannot unsay a hurtful word, unlearn a hard lesson, or unspend a moment you wish you had back. That irreversibility can feel heavy, but it is also the reason growth means anything at all. If time could run backward on command, healing would mean nothing, because it could simply be undone. The forward-only nature of your life is exactly what gives your choices weight, your memories value, and your future the ability to be different from your past. Think about how strange that really is. A law of nature that is not really a law at all, but a statistical habit so overwhelming that it might as well be law. Boltzmann's insight, Eddington's naming of the arrow, Carroll's card-shuffling odds, Penrose's idea of a freshly ordered universe at the start of everything, all of it points toward the same quiet conclusion. Forward is not fixed. Forward is simply what almost always wins. So the next time you look in a mirror, remember what it cannot show you. It can flip your image left to right in an instant, but it has never once, in the entire history of mirrors, shown you your own future unfolding backward into your past. Because for now, and maybe for a very good reason rooted in the earliest moment of the universe itself, time only moves forward.